Hello, and welcome to the Cozy Meadow Knits Podcast. This is episode 17. My name is Sophie, and I'm coming to you from Shediac River, New Brunswick, Canada, where I live with my husband and 2 kids. And this is my knitting podcast. I am a knitter, and I am an obsessed knitter. I want to knit all the things, so this is the place where I share my recent makes, my current whips, works in progress, and sometimes acquisitions. I usually leave that part for the end. And if this interests you, please, you are very welcome to stay. Thank you so much for tuning in if you are a new viewer, and thank you so much for returning viewers coming back. I am so excited to be here with you. It's been a few weeks, maybe a month, since my last podcast. So I've got lots to share, and I hope you are warm and you are cozy and you've got your knitting and a lovely beverage. I am drinking some tea today, and it's my favorite tea, and it's called Christmas in Paris, and it's by Stash, and it's absolutely lovely. It's got hints of cocoa and peppermint, and it smells like an after 8 chocolate, and it's lovely. So cheers to that, and let's get on with the knitting. Okay, so Christmas has passed. Happy New Year's to everyone. I hope you had a wonderful holiday for anyone who was celebrating, and a very happy new year. Lots of plans for knitting for 2023. Basically, it's to knit all the things because I really want to knit all the things. Okay. I will start with what I am wearing, which is my recent finished object. I'm so excited. I love it so much already. This is my Ranunculus sweater. It is a sweater pattern by Midori Hirose. I forgot about this. All of the patterns that I will talk about, any of my projects, everything will be linked down below in the show notes of this video. I will have my project pages and the pattern pages, as well as any yarn shops or dyers or anything else that I talk about will be linked down below. You can find me on Ravelry as Cozy Meadow Knits, and you can find me also on Instagram as Cozy Meadow Knits as well. And I have an email, it will be linked down below as well. So if there's any questions or anything that I haven't linked down and you're searching information for, please let me know in the comments, and I will gladly answer. Okay, so back to the Ranunculus. Okay, so I am absolutely overjoyed. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It's really hard to put into words how much I love this. Okay, so I will stand up to show you a little bit better. Hopefully my chair doesn't make too much noise. I love it so much. It fits perfectly. I was really scared of trying out this pattern, but I'll talk about that after. Okay, so I just want to show the beautiful texture that is on the sweater. It is a lovely pattern. It's very, very well written. There are video tutorials that are linked in Ravelry on her project page, which explains all how to do these stitches and everything. There's like 20 videos or whatnot, and they're very easy to follow, very informative. I love it so much. I'm gonna stand on my tippy toes. This is how long that I made it. I did not follow the pattern for the length of it because I just wanted to knit as much as I wanted to. I didn't do, I think the ribbing is should start much higher, and I just did a small ribbing band, and I am totally in love with it. The sleeves end with an I-cord, and I love it. I love the length of the sleeve. This was totally decided by me. It's not I don't even know what the length of it is in the pattern, but this is what I wanted, and it worked out perfectly. I'm gonna sit down again. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So I'm always pulling up my sleeves when I wear sweaters. So 3/4 length is perfect for me. It fits well. I love it. Okay. Sorry, but I'm really excited. I've already worn it twice this week, and I just finished it this week. The yarn that I used for this was Briggs & Little Roving, which is an unspun yarn, and this was the first time that I had used unspun. There was and it's still going on. I think it ends at January 31st, I think, and it's called the Unspun's Hero Cal, or Unspun Heroes Cal. I will put the hashtag down below. This was my entry for that, to participate in it, and I'm so glad. When I saw the make along for that, for the Unspun Heroes, this is what I decided to make, and I'm just so happy. Okay, so the roving, I held one strand of roving and one strand of tin silk. The colors will be linked in my pattern page. They're all on my pattern page, because I don't remember the names of the colors. I was very scared about making this. I've always been scared about this pattern because with this pattern, the gauge is really big, and you can basically make it in any weight of yarn you want, and it works out magically. I don't know how it's possible, but it does. A few things that I changed on my version. I went down a needle size. I'm a tight knitter, and I usually need to go up a needle size, but I swatched, and I thought that the material that I was making was a bit too see-through for me, so I went down a needle size. Doing that made me not on gauge at all. So I went down a needle size, and then I made size 3. I followed the instructions for size 3, and it worked well. So all of this is from the instructions of size 3, and then once you finish the yoke, you get into a few raglan increases, and this is where I was hoping it would work out, and it did. I made more raglan increases than the pattern was asking for because my tension was tighter. I just wanted to make sure that I had enough material, and it was great. I kept trying it on, and then kind of like pinching it down here to see if I had enough material before dividing for the sleeves, and I don't know if I just got lucky, but it worked out beautifully. I love the material of it. I love these two yarns together. It is a bit rustic. I can definitely wear rustic yarns. I don't find them too scratchy, but I know sometimes a lot of people are sensitive to it. So it really depends. If you already know like that you can wear yarns like Cascade 220, or like if you know you can, if your skin can tolerate a little bit, but it really for me, I find it soft. So, and it doesn't bother me at all. I put it on and then I forget about it, and it's great. The other reason why I wanted the material to be not as see-through is because I did not want to wear a tank top underneath, and I'm not, and I'm totally comfortable like this and it's just lovely. The lace pattern and stitch pattern go all around the back as well, and I can't say more good things about it. I am not a knitter who usually goes back and reknits the same pattern twice. Depending, maybe socks, I would do that, but I've never had, I love all of my sweaters, but it's not something, oh, I want another one like this. The only other one that I think that I would do again would be the Felix sweater. I really, really love that. And I wear that sweater all the time too. But this one, I'm definitely making another one. I would like to make this, a version of this sweater, maybe in a t-shirt version, maybe for summer. Again, I will have to figure out the tension and everything, but I will hope that everything works out. Again, we'll see. That doesn't always happen, but we'll see if it works out. I remember, I think a few podcasts ago, I was scared that the neckline would be too tight. It's not. It's good. It could be a little bit more open, but it really doesn't bother me, and it's totally fine. So that is my Ranunculus sweater. Very first. I love it. It's my new favorite. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. So during the holidays, I knit a lot. But this is the only finished object that I have. The only other finished object that I had was the second sock of the winter Stroll socks, which is a free pattern, and it is a pattern from Marie-Elyse. Marie-Elyse Dugal. I will insert a picture of the one sock that I had shown on my last episode. I finished a second, and I gave that to my sister for Christmas as a present, and I think she liked them. They fit, so she really likes my hand knit socks. So I hope, Debbie, I know you're watching. I hope you are enjoying your socks. So those were the only two finished objects that I have since then, but I've been knitting like crazy. So I will go on my whips, my works in progress. The first one that I will talk about is my love note. Me and Mary from Olde Thyme Knits Podcast are hosting a knit along for the love note sweater, and I am almost done. Seriously, I'm almost done. I just have the ribbing on the bottom to do and some short rows, I think. I did try. I would have loved to have finished it before recording this, but I've been trying to record a podcast since like last weekend or even the week before, and everything is busy, so I was not able to finish, but I'm very close and I am loving it. So this is my love note, and I have finished both sleeves, and they're so cute. I followed the pattern for this. I followed the pattern for all of the instructions except for the neckline, but I will talk about that after. And here, see, I only have like 2 more rows to go, and then I'm going to do some short rows, and then I'm going to do the ribbing. So I'm thinking I'll probably be done tomorrow, and I love it. Oh, look at the color. It is so nice. I love the lace detail. It is wonderful. So again, me and Mary are hosting a knit along, and it started on January 1st. It was our New Year's cast on. Wow. New Year, I had 2 New Year's cast ons planned. I had this one and a shawl that I will talk about after. So I was super excited for casting on. I have ripped back. Those 2 new cast-ons, I had to completely rip them back. Oh, I don't know. I know the love note is over 5 times that I restarted this one. I think even on the second day, I had to just rip it all back and start over. Oh my goodness. And it's no fault to the pattern at all. It's all me. It's all my fault. It was me the problem. Okay, so first thing that I did differently is the neckline. Now, this pattern is a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to say too much, but it's a pretty well-known fact that you start this sweater by doing a provisional cast on. Right there, I was like, I don't want to do that. I've done provisional cast-ons before, and I've done them in a, like, I think it was a headband. I've done it on a headband and maybe on a cowl too. And it's fine on an accessory. I can hide the fact that I did that. It's not perfect. It was a bit sloppy. And because it had to be done here on the sweater where everyone will see this, it will be, I was really scared that it would look sloppy for myself because I am no good at it. So I decided that I wanted to just start by casting on the stitches that were required for the neckline, for the ribbing, and then continue on and knit the rest of the body. So that takes a little bit of brain power, just a little bit. The first time I cast on the stitches for the kid sizes. Anyone else has done that? I know there's some of you that I'm sure have done this before. But yeah, that's not my first time either. So this pattern comes in numerous sizes, and it has children's sizes and adult sizes in the same pattern. So that was my first one. That was my first mistake. I don't know what else. And then I would restart, and then I think I got down to I was like, I started the lace and I was off count, and I was like, why am I off count? It's totally off count. I missed like so many increases anyway, it was just, I was like, what am I doing? Like, why can I not follow this pattern? Everything is written clearly too. It's all me. So I don't know if I had like holiday brain or I don't know. I just couldn't figure it out. Not that I couldn't figure it out. I just couldn't follow instructions very well. So I went and I calculated everything, and I wrote down on a notepad step by step what I needed to do. And that worked. That worked. And once I got through the lace, which is not hard, it's just you have to pay attention. And if you use, Mary gave some good advice, is if you use stitch markers between repeats of your lace, that works well. That works really well. Because if you see that you have an error, you can kind of figure it out more when you see it with those markers. Anyway, so that was a modification, and I think that's it. The only other modification is I'm going to knit as much as I want to for the body, and then do the ribbing. That's pretty much it. I do that on all of my sweaters because I didn't want this one cropped. I've already knit more than what the pattern suggests for the length. The yarn that I am using, oh, I love it so much. I have them here. These are the 2 yarns. They're blowing out a little bit, but this is kind of like a mauvey, and this is just beautiful mohair. This is a fingering weight yarn, and these are from, hopefully I'm saying this right, but it's Jenny Keene, And I have this one she has that you can purchase, I think, all the time, and it's called Rune. And I will show you here. That's her card. And I will have her link down below, and that's Rune. It is 70% merino, 20% bamboo, and 10% nylon. And for the mohair, it is a one-of-a-kind color. So I picked these up at the Festival of la Petite Laine in Rivière-du-Loup when I went with my local yarn shop, Manon, from the local yarn shop that we have here. And they were special. It was my purchase there, and I knew I wanted to do something special with it, and this is what I decided to do. I can't wait to finish it. I will share pictures on Instagram when I'm finished, and I will definitely be wearing it on my next episode. A lovely pattern. I can't wait to wear it. The knit along, you still have time. This knits up so fast because it's on larger needles. I did go up a needle size for this because my tension is very tight. I went to a 6.5 millimeter for this. And the other thing that I did, there's 2 repeats of the lace in the pattern, and I did 1 repeat and a half because the lace was coming down like really low here, and I just it didn't look very good because I went up a needle size. I find that the lace is even more open, so I ripped back. I did do it, and I did all of the repeats, and then I tried it on, and I ripped back. I already knew that was probably what I was going to do, but I still wanted to try the full repeats, and this was the winner. I really, really love it. And so that's my love note. Oh, okay. What else? So that is one of my works in progress. This is my second one. I've shared with this before. This is the Putney sweater. It's the Putney sweater by Amy Lowden, and I will have the pattern linked below. It's not fabulous. It doesn't look too fabulous, but it's going to be so lovely. I'll put a picture here of what it's supposed to look like. But I did do some progress on it. I'm very, very happy with it. But this was put on the side because when I cast on my love note, I really wanted to focus on that to make sure that I was going to finish on time. I think I forgot to mention the make along for the love note will be ending on February 14th on Valentine's Day. And I hope that everyone who participated, or even the ones that haven't but already have a love note, we should all take pictures and post to Instagram us wearing our love notes on Valentine's Day. I think that's really cool. So I'll be doing that. Okay, back to the Putney sweater. So I put this on the back burner, but I will definitely be picking it back up as soon as I'm done the love note. I am using, it's so soft. I've talked about this on the last episode, so I'll just go over really quickly. I am using Drops Sky for this. It is an alpaca, baby alpaca merino wool, and it's a chainette, and it is absolutely so soft. Someone on my last episode where I shared this asked me if I knew if it pilled a lot. I have no idea. I really don't. I would think it doesn't, but maybe it does too. If anyone knows, if anyone has used this in a garment or something that you use a lot, wear a lot, Does this spill a lot? I have no idea. But I know it is the softest, like the softest yarn I have ever used. So this is DK. It is a DK weight, and it does knit up pretty fast. Obviously, I will finish the length and then do ribbing. I'm almost done. I think I'm almost down to the ribbing. I will finish that, and then I will do the sleeves, pick up stitches for the sleeves, and then pick up stitches for the neckline. And I think it's a rolled collar, like a rolled collar. Yeah, so I really love this. I will be picking this back up full steam ahead as soon as I'm finished my love note. Also, I don't have it here. I'm also working on my orbits. I can share a little bit. I did work a little bit on it. I'll be right back. Okay, so, oops, something fell. This is my orbits. If you haven't watched any of my previous episodes, that's why I'm showing it, because it's a glorious, glorious pattern by Unwind Knits Design, I think. Yeah, so this is my sweater, and I love it, and this is where I'm at on the second sleeve. So I have rejoined and started the color work around, and this is the other thing that I will be like really focusing on. I really need to finish it. A little bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned on the fit. It fits very snugly in the chest. Yeah, I'm going to have to block this aggressively. I probably gained, I don't know, like 3-4 pounds probably since I have started this. I definitely should have gone up a size, but for the bust measurement, and that's what I was going on the pattern, yeah, it was, and it fit great, and now it's snug. It's because I gained weight. So yeah, so that's my only concern. Even here you can see, I hope it doesn't, I'll have to try it on again. As you can see, like my tension on my color work is much tighter. I went up a needle size. I definitely went up a needle size. Like I went up like maybe two needle sizes for the color work, and this is tight as well. And I was trying to do it as loose as I could, but here it's tight, and then you see it kind of like it's kind of tight here, and then it kind of like flares out. I don't know, we'll see. That's something that I can fix though. It's just a sleeve. I'll rip back if I'm not satisfied with it, but I'm going to continue on the second sleeve, and then I will definitely aggressively block it as much as I can, and we'll see on the fit. So stay tuned on that. I'm not going to mention the yarns. Everything is in my pattern page and my project page, and yeah, I've mentioned that before. So that is my orbits. I have 2 other works in progress. I will share these quickly. I don't have much to show on this one, but my daughter wants some, she's been asking for it for a while now. She wants leg warmers to put over her leggings, and I love knitting for others, but I love knitting for myself as well. Anyway, I know I'm such a selfish knitter, and I feel bad, and she keeps asking for them, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna start them. I have the yarn. Yeah, I just need to focus on these. But I did start these. I had started them before. I had started a pair before, and it was with fingering weight yarn. It was taking forever, and I did not like my tension on it. Anyway, I scrapped that, and I am doing it in a DK weight, and this is Barocco Vintage DK, and it's a leftover from my winter Stroll socks. So this is what I have. This is the ribbing, the top ribbing, and then I'm going to knit stockinette stitch in the round for whatever length, and then do some more ribbing. The pattern, this is a free pattern, and it is a pattern from Expression Fiber Arts, I think, pretty sure. I will have the project page linked below. And this is the yarn. It's kind of like a cream color, creamy white color. So that's another work in progress that I need to pay attention to. I need to pay attention to. Yeah, I need to do that. It does go quick. I just need to work on it. Yum. Okay, last work in progress is a fun one. I don't have much to show though. I wish I had more to show, but I don't. But I am going to be concentrating on this as well. Do you understand my feeling of I want to knit on everything? Oh, it's driving me insane. Okay, so this is a shawl that I have cast on, and the shawl is called the Winter Rose Shawl, and it is by Marie-Elyse Dugal. It is a free pattern. I will put a picture up here of it, and she is hosting a knit along for it. I do not remember what the end date is for this knit along, but I'll have that information below. I will put some information. So it's hosted by Marie-Elyse, who is the designer of this pattern, and also with the lab fibers. The lab fibers? I just want to make sure that I'm saying this. Yeah, the lab fibers. That is I'm missing my words. I'm so sorry. I'm all jumbled up. I'm trying to go fast, but not babble too much. Okay. This knit along is hosted by Marie-Elyse and the Lab Fibers. You can use any yarns you want, but the Lab Fibers did have some yarn kits or yarn that you could purchase from them to do the shawl, but it was not necessary to participate and qualify. I think there's prizes for this, so you do not need to use the Lab Fibers yarn. But of course, I went on the website and I just had to. This is what I have. I know it's barely anything, but this is what I have for now. Look at that color. That color isn't it? It's so me, and it's so gorgeous. So gorgeous. The color is called Cozy. No word, not a lie. No word of a lie. It is called Cozy. Of course, it's totally my jam, and I just love it. There's burgundies, there's oranges, well, coppers, and kind of pink, and it's just lovely, lovely. So this is a free pattern as well, so that's really awesome. And it's a two-colored shawl. So this is the main color, or this is my contrast, I don't know. This is one of the colors. So this is the cozy one. So beautiful. Oh. And I was asking the Lab Fiber, the lady at the Lab Fibers, I forget her name, but I even reached out to her to make sure that, like, I just had questions on the colors. I really wanted this to be moody and dark enough, and I kind of did that request, and she was so kind. I'm like, I don't want to sound like you know, demanding on the color or anything. And she was like, no, no, no. And I'm like, I just want to make sure that it is dark and moody. And if it is, then I totally want it. And expectations were met, and I'm blown away. I love it. The other color, I forget the name. It's in my project page. It's a lovely kind of mushroomy, I don't know, oops. It's just lovely. And so these are going to be the two colors together. It's going to be so nice. Ooh, I love it. Okay. So that's the Winter Rose Shawl. It starts with you knit a tab, and then you go into some increases, and this is the rose stitch. I don't know. Yeah, that's right. And it just makes a very, very lovely stitch pattern. It's really hard to show because I only have a little tiny bit of it, but very, very lovely stitch. Not hard to do. This was my other New Year's cast on, and I totally had to rip back like many times, but I wasn't as far as this. I would get off count. I would be totally off count, and no fault to the pattern. The pattern, it's a really easy stitch to do. It's all explained very well in the pattern. The pattern's written wonderfully, and it's just me. That was the problem. Again, I think it was the holiday brain. No idea. I always got off count, and then I'm like, oh, that's okay. I'll just fudge it. And then after a few rounds, it just didn't make any sense. It didn't look right at all. And so I was like, no, I can't, this is not doing the pattern justice. So I had to rip back, and I'm glad that I did because it's going really well. It's going to be lovely. I'm going to be focusing on this one too. Yeah. But I love it, and I love the colors. So I can't wait to show you more. So I totally encourage you, if you want a beautiful shawl and you've got some beautiful yarns that you have in stash that you weren't sure what to do with them, pair some together, and yeah, I highly recommend. Or go to the Lab Fibre, their website, and go shop on there. They have some really pretty colors. Okay, that is all for my whips. I hope this is not going, I hope this is not too long for you guys. I am going to go into acquisitions. Yeah, I have like a few, not a lot. I will actually talk about future knitting before. There is one pattern that I would like to knit. This will be a long-term commitment. I would like to cast on a blanket. I got 2 yarn advents this Christmas, and one was by Sweet Skein of Mine, and it was gorgeous. I'm going to put in footage of all of them together. So I had Sweet Skein of Mine, and I also got from the Cozy Knitter? No. I don't remember. Something cozy. And I will put them, anyways, they will be linked down below. And those colors were beautiful as well. So I have all of these beautiful minis that I plan to use in my knitting. I will definitely use some for heels, toes, and cuffs, or any little bit of color work that I have. But I also want to use them up because they're beautiful, and I think they would be beautiful in a blanket. If you've watched past episodes, like a long time ago, like last year, I said I was going to cast on a blanket, and it was going to be a patch blanket, and I did 1 square and it was like yay big. That's all I did. I didn't keep up with it at all. But I was watching Nancy from the Knit Sip Happy podcast. I'll have her link down below. She is making a jelly roll blanket, and I have it in my notes here. It is the jelly roll. It is a paid for pattern, and I bought it. So I went and bought it. So that means I have to make it. It's a jelly roll. It's by Kay Jones, and I want to use my advents, or a lot of them, in there. And if you have lots of bits and pieces that you have leftovers from other projects, this would be a really great blanket to use it in, or project to use it in. I will have a picture here of the jelly roll blanket. It's really nice, and I think I'll be able to work sometimes on it. I really want one. I really do. Okay. So the other project that I would like to cast on is a pair of socks. I do not have any socks on my needles right now, and that's not really me. I usually have a pair going all the time. They are a great project to be able to bring with you anywhere in the car or whatever. So I want to cast on some socks at some point in time, and Nancy Wheeler from the Knits It Happy podcast released a free sock pattern, and I think it was released in December, and she's having a knit along as well, and I really wanted to participate, but oh my goodness, I just had too much. I just had too much going on, but I'm still going to cast them on. I won't be done by the time the knit along, I think, will be over, but anyway, you might have time to still participate, or just go grab the free pattern. It is called the Let's Stay Home Socks by Nancy, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I'll have it linked down below, and I would like to cast those on at some point soon. Okay, I think that's it for future knitting. Kind of. I have more, but for now that's it. Kind of. This will go into my acquisitions segment, or part of the podcast. So for Christmas, I got a very special gift from one of my coworkers. He's a good friend. I am his work mother. He's much younger, and I'm his work mom. I make sure that he doesn't always eat sugar. He eats a lot of sugar. Jesse, you eat a lot of sugar. I'm gonna say that because he's a sweetheart. He watches the podcast, so he's just a sweetheart, and he bought me some knitting books for Christmas. What? Oh my god, I was so surprised. So one of these books is this one, and it's from Lane magazine, and it's Strands of Joy, and it's a pattern book, and all of the patterns are from Anna Joanna. So lovely, lovely, lovely. So I've been flipping through this book. I can try to show you some of the patterns. I don't know if I can do that. Maybe, I don't know. There's a bunch of beautiful patterns. Let's see. Look at the back of that. It's so pretty. So this is gorgeous. Lovely. Yeah, I really like that one. I was looking through it, and I'm like, oh, this one's really good too. This one's lovely. So nice. So all of the patterns of these are actually in this book. So I went and chose one right away that I wanted to make for sure. I'm trying to find it. Okay, it's right here. Okay, this is the one that I'm going to make first, and it's called the Reed Sweater. Isn't it lovely? Oh, I love it so much. Super pretty. And I already bought the yarn for it. It won't be cast on now. I really want to start to clear off my sweater needles. I really want to finish the ones that I have right now. And it's going to be hard to resist, but I really need to. Because I want to wear the sweaters. I want all the sweaters. So that's the Reed sweater. And this is my acquisition for it. I will use these 3 colors. So this is it's yarn by BC Garn, and it's Bio Balance. So I don't know, I think the colors are numbers, right? I think so. I don't think there's color names. The wool content of this is 55% wool, 45% cotton. So it is a very light, it's a very light yarn. I think it's DK. It's not fingering. I think it's DK. So these are the 3 colors. So this will be the main color of the sweater, and this is going to be the contrast color, and this is going to be the color on the top. So kind of like this. These 2 colors do not have a huge contrast, but I love it. I love it anyways, and I just think this combination will be really pretty. And so I bought these at my local yarn shop, La Violette Yarn Gift & Co. She'll be linked down below, and I can't wait to show off this sweater when I start it. You will know about it. Okay, so that was my acquisition, and I've thanked Jesse like numerous times, and he is super knit worthy, and I am definitely going to knit him something else. And I say something else because I knit him a hat and cowl last year for a gift. I was commissioned by his boyfriend, and he sent me a message, and he's like, Jesse really likes your knitting, and he's like, can you make something for him and I'll pay you? And I'm like, okay. So I knit him a hat and I knit him a cowl, and he still wears them every day. And he loves them, and I'm just so happy he does. So I will knit him something in the future. Something. I don't know what yet, but it's coming. Okay, I think that's it for today. That's it for the knitting. Anyway, I usually share a recipe for at the end of the podcast, and I was trying to think which recipe that I could share that I haven't shared before, and I think I'm going to. I say I think because I'm going to try to find the website. This is not my recipe. All of these are not my recipes. Like, these are all recipes that I found off of Pinterest on the web, and I share those recipes that I go to all the time. So I make this recipe really, really often, and it's for some bread. It's kind of like, it's not like French bread, but I kind of make like 4 fat baguettes with it. And it's an easy recipe. I've only tried 2 bread recipes, and this is the second one, and it's great, so I just keep on going with it. It is not a sourdough bread. I've never made sourdough bread. That sounds complicated. I know you have to do a starter or something. So I would like to try it in the future, but it scares me. So I haven't. If anyone has a sourdough starter, do I need a starter? Do you? I don't even know. I should really read up on it. But if you have an easy recipe, if you have the link, just put it in the comments, and I would love to look at it and read up more on it. So if you have a bread recipe already that you love and it's great, don't make this one, because I'm always scared of sharing recipes and someone try it and it's like, it's not that great, I make something even better. But for me, if you don't have a bread recipe, I definitely recommend this one for you to try. It is not hard to make at all. You do not need a KitchenAid mixer. I do have one and I do use it, but I have made it without the mixer because I was making this recipe before I ever got the mixer. It takes a couple of hours, like 2-3 hours. So if in the afternoon, if you're home, you can definitely make it. You just need to punch it like every 10 minutes after you've mixed it. You do that for an hour, like you punch it every 10 minutes, and then after that you divided it in 4 kind of baguettes, and you let that rise a little bit again for a half hour, and then you pop it in the oven. It is really, really, really good fresh. I think any bread is really, really good fresh. So it is best when it's fresh. I do freeze it after cooking. I freeze it maybe, no, I wouldn't be able to do that. I was thinking if I could freeze it without baking it, but then it would just continue to grow, I think. So no, don't do that. But I do freeze it once it's cooked and once it's baked, and we have it with butter and or even Boursin cheese, goat cheese. Super delicious, and yeah, it keeps a couple of days. Again, best right out of the oven. It's really, really good. And that's the recipe that I'm going to share. I make this like pretty much every 2 weeks because I always like to have some on hand when we have spaghetti or when we have fricot, chicken fricot. That's an Acadian chicken stew. We have that almost weekly. But yeah, so it's just really nice to have. When it is frozen, I just take it out and then pop it in the oven for, once it's thawed, I just pop it in the oven for like maybe a couple of minutes for it to get warm again, and it's delicious. So if you do not have a bread recipe, I highly recommend it. I'm going to try to find the website for it. I have it written down. If I cannot find the website, I will take a picture and put a still of it and at the end of this video or something. We'll see. I should really research this before I start talking about it, right? Very unprepared, very unprofessional. That's it for the talk. As for life stuff, holidays were amazing. I did get 3 or 4 days where I just stayed in the house in my PJs and knit. It was amazing. I loved it so much. It was really, really hard to go back to work. That Tuesday that we went back to work, because I had a week off. Oh my goodness, I was a zombie. Because we were going to bed really late and we were getting up really late. That was our holidays. That's what's going on. And that's it. That's pretty much it. We're back to work and back to school, and it's just day by day now. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming back. If you like this video, you can like, and if you would like to be subscribed, you can hit that subscribe button. It helps my channel grow. It helps people to be able to see my channel. But if you don't want to do that, that is totally fine too. I'm just happy you're here. And so I wish you a very great couple of weeks. I hope I can be back sooner. Need to get back to this schedule sooner. So I can't wait for the next episode to be able to share all the nitty goodness. Let me know what you're working on, where you're watching from, or if you have a really great recipe to share. I'm all ears. I don't like seafood, so that's the only thing. Anything else goes. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great couple weeks. Stay safe, stay healthy, be kind, and happy knitting. Knit all the things. All right. Thank you so much. See ya. Bye.